So these value offering texts I just suggested you send, let's think about this for a second. So you're getting lots of numbers. You are getting lots of numbers, right? Because texting, getting numbers, it helps you. Also just good for dating in general. Get more numbers. Okay, so you're getting lots of numbers. All right? You're going to send these value offering texts. Now, my recommendation is don't come up with a creative new text for every single dead number, because it's a waste of your time and a waste of your life. So how do you do it? How do I do it? First of all, mass texting is your friend. Okay? Be careful. On certain phones, there's settings where your mass text, it'll show all the recipients. Please don't do that. Please don't mass text 50 different girls and include them all on it as a clear mass text. That's a blunder. Figure out the settings on your phone. Don't do that. You can test it with some of your friends that won't mind until you figure it out, okay? Don't make that mistake. But I do recommend mass texting. I recommend sending to a lot of girls. A lot of times I have 50 or 100 girls in my phone that I'm sending a text to. And you send the mass text. Okay, now, question is, how do you know if it's a good mass text and how do you manage all these numbers? Well, what I suggest is this. I sort of like arrange my girls in a hierarchy of if they're really on and really good, and if I really like them, and then girls I don't like as much. So for example, I have a lot of girls whose numbers I've gotten, because I teach boot camps and I teach guys, that, like when I go out and I'm forced to talk to girls. I've gotten a lot of numbers from girls that they're nice girls and everything, but I probably don't really care that much if I sleep with them. Or if it goes anywhere. So a lot of times I would actually save their number, and it's a little harsh, but whatever. I'd save their number as practice only or friend in my phone, as in like I will not sleep with her, but she seems cool, she seems nice, practice only, it was a good interaction, why not, right? And so what I'll do is, if I have a new value offering text that I'd like to send out, what will I do? I will send it first to the girls that are on the friends or practice only list, and I will gauge the reaction. If it's a good text, you should be getting a lot of responses back, and a lot is relative. It's not like 80% are going to respond. Maybe like 20, 30% respond. And then you should be getting few or zero people saying, please unsubscribe me, or please take me off your list, or whatever. Okay? That's what you want to avoid. If it's a really bad text, you're going to get the opposite. You get a bunch of people like, take me off your list, don't text me anymore, et cetera, et cetera. And not so many saying, oh my God, that's amazing, how are you doing, where in the world are you, that kind of shit. So you gauge it on your practice girls, and then when you get a good one, then you send it to the girls you actually care about. And that way, you're sort of like cultivating the, what's it called? Like, curating. Curating is the word. You're curating the text, right? You're putting it through this process of only sending the good ones to the girls that you really like, right? And that way, the sample they get of your personality is this amazing guy. Also, you're not sending them super, super often because you're only sending the best of the best, right? So it's non-needy, non-pushy, non-try-hard. Works really, really, really well. So I highly suggest doing that. Take your deadest numbers and send to them first. Or for example, if you've gotten numbers from girls, just take numbers from girls that you're kind of into but not that into, or take numbers from girls just as friends and keep them on the list. Use them as your test sample. Again, what works with them will work with the hotter girls that you're more interested in. Okay, so mass texting, I'm in favor. Ping value into the void, obviously, and having some practice lists and having some hierarchy of girls is massively, massively helpful. I'm also not a huge fan of deleting girls from your phone. We'll talk in a later segment about how to manage the girls. If it gets crazy, like if it's hundreds and hundreds, and it's to the point where like I see like Melissa and I see like Melissa, then yeah, maybe maybe it's time to delete some numbers. But I'm a big fan of keeping them around and using them as practice, because you never know. It's good for getting a sample or getting an idea of how good your mass texting is. But also, you never know. Sometimes they come back around. They come out of nowhere, man. Sometimes like they have a boyfriend for 2 years. All of a sudden, oh shit, single? Okay, sex. Right? So no reason to cut them.